Hi folks, it's Pastor here again, and I know it's been a while. I haven't been updating lately much. I've been, kind of lazy, have been much going on, and I've been in a band training, on a band practices and stuff like that. And of course, my work, it takes lots of time, lots of time. But this time around, I want to talk to you about this beauty. I mean, wow! Just when I saw this game, it freaking blew my mind in so freaking many levels. I mean, it's a perfect example of how much you can do with so little as PlayStation 2. I mean, if we think about PlayStation 2, it's basically like Pentium 2, which could barely run a Metal Gear Solid, which was a game for a PlayStation 1. But this freaking game, it makes a lot of current console games, play for PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 and for Xbox 360 look like a freaking joke. I mean, this game, it's just beautiful. It's visually and graphically so beautiful, so advanced, that it makes most of PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 games look like a freaking joke. It makes most of the games look like they aren't even trying, even thought they're bragging with their graphics and special effects and boom bam bing bam stuff, anti-aliasing, pixelating things, blurring motions and stuff like that, Anyways, about your profile too, as a game itself, it's, as I already said, it's beautiful. It's something. If you are one of those guys who are into graphics, into in-game graphics, who can stand pixelated old NES games because, all you can see are like 32 colors on the same screen at the same time and, scale up pixels, you are going to freaking love this. If you have your PlayStation 2 somewhere in your store, alongside with your PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, you must get this. You freaking must get this game. It's just wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. The game itself, it's sort of an strategy RPG game. Well, it's hard to explain. You get to move first at the same time as the enemies are moving. You have these, action bars which refill every time you move and every time you take damage and etc etc etc, and then you get to do whatever doohickeys you want to do. And this game, it's hard. It's freaking hard. It's as hard as it is beautiful. I mean, just when you think that you're doing fine in that game, in some area, you've been killing a lot of monsters, leveling up your guys and stuff like that. Just when you think you're doing fine and you're like feeling ready to advance into the next area of the game, well, guess what? You're screwed again. I mean, bam! That game is so difficult. And even with a walkthrough, even if you bother to use a walkthrough, especially on the first time around, you are guaranteed to get your ass handed to you. I mean, 0 to 10. And also, bosses, the boss battles in this game, they are ridiculously hard. They are, especially for me, they are ridiculously hard. Perhaps it might be because I'm not that good at that game, but you know, uh, I played it a lot. I played it a lot. As far as I beat Odin himself, and that guy, he was kicking my butt. I mean, I literally had to, you know, I spent 2 hours just beating him. Just because, you know, if he did anything to me, my guys were dead. I mean, completely dead. So that kind of tells about the difficulty of this game. I mean, I've leveled a lot. I've used all kinds of advantages I could in this game as I could. And this game has more than just one ways to screw you over. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's like a cat and mouse game for the most of the parts. I mean, uh, well, you run around, you avoid enemies. That's pretty much what this game is about. You have to play it smart, especially if you don't have overpowered teammates with you. Musics, they're brilliant. They're great. Also, the gameplay, it's really okay. It's smooth. It's really smooth. Once you learn how to play the game, once you know what you have to do, it's kind of complex at first. But once you get into it, it gets really easy. You learn to do your things. Do your things. The best part of the game is that you don't actually have to pay for magic. So when you're at battle, you have to, at some points of the games, you have to actually use the battles as your advantage. And no, do not be ashamed of yourself to retreat from battle. I mean, in this game, you are guaranteed to have to run from battles a lot. I mean, you have to do it if you even want to have a little bit, a slight chance to survive. That's how hard it is. That's I mean that's how difficult that game is. It's not cake in a walk. It's not like, you know, Final Fantasy VII where you just go and beat everything you face with minimum levels or without leveling up at all. Um, this game is guaranteed to kick your butt. Um, what can I say about this game? I mean, I've got no complaints. I seriously, this is one of those games where you just don't have no complaints. Well, actually I do. Actually I do. I mean, this game is dealing a lot with plot twists. And those guys you tend to have in your party, you better not take the main guys into your party in this game. I mean, you'll get, at some points of the game, you get to free these coasts of the Valhalla. I don't remember what they are called as. Well, I call them coasts of Valhalla, and they come alive to fight with you. So if you want to form up a team, then take the main guy and those ghosts with you. Don't even bother with the other of the side characters. That's what I've learned about this game. I mean, yeah, spoiler alert, but you know, every guy you face in this game, they are guaranteed to screw you over. I mean, you might have a blast with those guys, with their spells, with their attacks, how powerful they are, and stuff like that, but don't even bother to level them, because, you know, those guys, they screw you over. They put you in a situation where you are guaranteed to have to level up the guys you just, you know, just fetched from somewhere. So just play with the main guy, and with those guys you have to fetch from somewhere. It's much easier that way. Trust me on this one, that's what you want to do. What else I can say about this game? Well, it's kind of a short. It's kind of a short. Beautiful, but really short. But, and some of the areas, they are pain in your existence. I mean, literally. All of those enemy battles which you don't even want to do, you would just want to escape from them because they are so difficult. I mean, those enemies, they, like, you know, screw you over whenever they can, especially when you advance into new areas. Whenever you face a new enemy, you will quickly learn which enemies you do want to avoid and which enemies you do want to kill, in order to gain at least some easy experience points. But you know, most of the bosses you face in this game, it's just literally a cat and mouse game. Yeah, you've got this, you know, area of attack, effective attack area blast thingies, and you have to do a lot in this game in order to survive. Also, remember to stack on your items because you are going to need them a lot. I mean, especially a lot of healing potions, that's for sure. Anyways, Valkyrie Profile 2, Silmeria. If you still have your PlayStation 2 somewhere in your house, go get this game. It's awesome.
What does it feel like to have the power and spirit of a god living inside you?
Nothing gives the gods the right to toy with human lives. I won't return to Valhalla.